CarolinaPrepper.com. If you're looking for quality food storage for hiking, fishing, hunting, basic survival needs, or just for everyday use, check out our food storage line at CarolinaPrepper.com. We also carry other fine quality products such as our can concealment holsters for men and women. Keeping your firearm under cover and within reach puts confidence in your hands in any situation. Our products are 100% American made. Check us out today at CarolinaPrepper.com.
And now, it's time to stand for truth.
How are you, Hugh? Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Little delayed having the mic on there for the people on YouTube this morning. Sorry about that. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for inviting your followers. Lisa, Papa Jack, how are you? Good to see you. It's your first day on Periscope. Robert, good to see you. Stephen, I guess, is it Stephen? I don't know which one that is. Thank you for retweeting. And says they have a big announcement on Seth Rich today, One American News. Well, there's some news on Seth Rich. I certainly am going to be talking about that. Just broke about an hour ago. How is everybody? Good to see everybody. All right. Shall we get right down to it? Because there's so much to do. Hey, Robin, good morning. I thought something was messing up on your end. Couldn't hear you. Yeah, I know. It always helps when you turn the microphone on. That's always, one possibility, right? So, hey, Marianne, good to see you. Good to see everybody here. All right. So, username in my, Steve. Hi, Steve. Good to see you. All right, so happy Tuesday it is. A lot going on. Steve, everybody remember Steve and say hi to Steve. All right, so let's get right down to the breaking news. Let me grab the sheet on that. There's so much on it. Okay, so let's talk about Seth Rich. Who knew we were going to be talking about Seth Rich in connection with our president, Donald Trump? I mean, that doesn't make sense, and it still doesn't make sense. Hey, Lynn, good to see you. Thanks for joining us today. Good morning. Winding up this AM, Asher. Yeah, we got a lot going on to talk about. All right, so here's the deal. There's been a lawsuit filed by Rod Wheeler. He's the guy that was investigating. New information. Yes, he was investigating the Seth Rich case, as you know. He's filed a lawsuit against Fox News for saying that they were attributing a fake story to him. And also, Donald Trump is not in this lawsuit that I know of. He's not being sued. But they're saying, Rod Wheeler is saying in his lawsuit that President Trump is being accused of knowingly and actively trying to spread false news about the murder of DNC employee Seth Rich. Hey, Sharon, good morning. So those are the allegations against Seth Rich. Asher, you may want to just try to go out and come back in. And everybody else seems to be doing okay. So you might want to just go out and come back in. He's saying that he filed a lawsuit in the Southern District of New York against Fox News, Malia Zimmerman, and Ed Butowski, claiming that they worked together to create a false narrative surrounding the death of Seth Rich. Basically, what they said and attributed to Rod Wheeler, and this is what he objects to. He said, this is what Zimmerman said, and Butowski kind of working together, and I guess they're with Fox, said my investigation up to this point shows that there was some degree of email exchange between Seth Rich and WikiLeaks, and they said that Rod Wheeler told them that. They also said that Wheeler said was falsely attributed to him reads, my investigation shows someone within the D.C. government, Democratic National Committee, or Clinton team is blocking the murder investigation from going forward. That is unfortunate. Seth Rich's murder is unresolved as a result of that. So basically, he's saying that that Fox News said that Rod Wheeler, said this information about Seth Rich, and he says, no, I never said that. Now, this is the part about Donald Trump. Let me get that to you. And again, with what allegations are against Donald Trump, you're just going to have to, wait and see for that information to see if it comes out, because there's so much that comes out about Donald Trump that we find out later isn't true. So we can just wait and see. So let me see what was said. Probably just be easier to do it. A text from Butowski to Wheeler included in the filing shows that President Trump saw the story before it was published and wanted it out immediately. And they said Butowski and Zimmerman worked together to attribute to false quotes to Wheeler in the story because that is the way the president wanted the article to go. Now, again, maybe this is Fox News trying to pin it on President Trump. I don't know. And here's the thing. Even if President Trump said all of these things, yeah, they're saying that Trump pushed the story to cover up the Russia stuff. However, President Trump does not control Fox News, nor does he control any other of the mainstream media. They could have done anything that they wanted to. They didn't. Even if he said, go ahead and do that, they didn't have to do it. They made the choice to go and say that. They could have made that up. So I wouldn't at this point say any of it was true, except for the fact that there is a lawsuit. And I did check other sources, and they're reporting that there is a lawsuit. So, we'll have to just wait and see. But I just don't take anything about Trump anymore seriously until it comes out and he basically says it. Hey, Frankie, good to see you. Let's see. And then Fox retracted the story on May 23rd, stating that the May 16th story was not initially subjected to the high degree of editorial scrutiny. So, again, who knows? And it could have been something that Trump said in a tweet and they took it the wrong way. You just never know. You just never know. So we'll have to, again, wait and see how this lawsuit goes in the federal courts, if anything is made out of it, or, again, if it's just something where the media is trying to blame the president, which is something they do every day, seems like, and also trying to attribute him to having said or done something that he didn't possibly have any connection with. And when you have a lawsuit, you got to name everybody. Hey, Kat, good to see you. Thanks for sharing. And that way, you have to add everybody in up front. So that's very possible they're just putting everybody in there in the beginning. Hey, Huey, thanks for inviting people, so that there can, you can have everybody included. And again, I don't see anything that says President Trump is being sued. It's just Fox News. So that makes a big difference. And again, Fox News, even if that's true, they could have chosen not to do it. So there you go. One of those things that's a kind of a big story, but really isn't. You can file a lawsuit against Hillary, Nana, but you may want to take some bodyguards down there when you do it. Hey, Robert, good to see you. Hey, L. Brooks, thanks for retweeting. Yeah, if you're going to do anything with Hillary, you better watch your back, okay? Don't go to the gym. Don't be walking alone at night, things of that nature. Yeah, all of it's trending on Twitter because, again, it's a story. Everybody wants to make something out of nothing. Everyone does blame the president. That's because he's the only one getting things done. Do it in a tank, yes. Fox is getting close to CNN standards. Yes, absolutely. Take bodyguards. Yes, yes, please. Political Patty, take bodyguards and make sure they're armed. So let's see. In veteran news, I'm going to tell you just really quickly for all of you or any of you that happen to be in the Phoenix, Arizona area. Today at let's see, 3:30 at the Central Arizona Shelter Services on 230 South 12th Avenue in Phoenix, Arizona. The Veterans Administration is not renewing a grant it has with the Central Arizona Shelter Services, and these people house the homeless veterans, very large veterans population. Thank you for the flowers, Robert. And so what's going to happen is you're going to have more homeless veterans out on the street, and more homeless veterans that the veterans that you supported and donated to. Those are the people that are going to have to take them in, and they can only take in so many. And I have no idea right now why the Veterans Administration is choosing not to renew that contract and essentially putting veterans out on the street. Not going to be good. Not going to be good. And it seems, I don't know why, that Arizona has a huge problem with that. Yesterday, I also told you, or maybe I did or didn't, my friend and whistleblower Brandon Coleman is going to be taking over the position in well, actually it's a new position, the accountability office for the VA, and he's going to be going around and making sure that the whistleblowers aren't mistreated, if you know what I mean, and that they're getting their stories out about what's actually happened in the VA. And it's so funny because Senator McCain tweeted out to him a congratulations in regards to his position, and I thought was funny because of the fact that McCain, as you're saying there, really doesn't do anything with veterans, doesn't help them, hasn't helped them, and yet he can say congratulations to the whistleblower. Where were you when the whistleblower needed you? That's just my, my thoughts. It's a shame that we do need to protect the whistleblowers, Marianne, but we absolutely do. And Brandon Coleman will tell you, be one of the first to tell you, he was, treated horribly. And some of the stories I have on my website, and it was a horrible time for him. And he did settle with the VA and got a sum of money and went out and purchased a really nice car for himself, among other things. So, but that the amount has never been released and won't be. Hey, Bob, good to see you. Sharon, thank you. Good luck to Brandon. Yes, absolutely. Yay. Asher made it in. I guess your computer needs to be restarted. Okay. So, man, oh man, the news just keeps going. The Dow opened at a record high again, and we're close to 22,000, which I don't think has ever been done. So we'll wait and see how close it gets to there, and maybe it'll top it. with this president, it very well may top it. Yes, MAGA winning every day. The Dow is crazy, and it's been nothing but up. I don't remember that under President Obama. Maybe you can tell me if I'm incorrect about that, but I certainly don't remember that ever happening. So more winning in the White House. I know, it's awesome. Oh, vomit. Yes, Mike. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, Amanda, I don't know of a time when that happened. So Robin said, so discussing how our vets are treated. They sure want the military to protect them from enemies, but don't want to help them at all when they have served and now need help for them. It's true, Robin. And again, many people don't know about the veteran problems and that how many veterans are actually living on the streets. It's a shame. Hey, Todd, good to see you. And I again, as always, I appreciate you guys for donating to the Veterans not the administration, Veterans on Patrol, and the support that you've given them. They really, really appreciate it, and I do too. There should not be anything as a homeless veteran, ever. Okay, so now news broke yesterday also that Kushner, what do you think about trans vets? I really don't think about them, but Kushner told interns who leaked it to the press automatically, of course, this is allegations here, that the Trump campaign was too disorganized during the presidency for a conspiracy to occur with Russia. Now, you know he had to know that the interns were going to go and leak that story. I mean, if their own people who are paid are leaking stories, you probably know that the interns are going to leak it. So I would assume that he was hoping that they would leak it, just more information about how there is no such thing as Russian collusion. If it wasn't intentional, then I would have to remind Jared Kushner about Monica Lewinsky and why you shouldn't say anything. Trump don't take crap from anyone. That's right, Steve. He does it. What do you think about Trump's tweets about trans vets? Well, the whole trans vets situation is that we can't afford to pay for sex operations, sex change operations. It's the military. It's not what the military is in the job for doing. Morning, Ron. How are you from Michigan? Welcome. News story for the piranhas to yes. Oh gosh. Yeah, so just don't tell the interns anything and maybe things will work out for you. Uh, let's see. They said, he also said they had a hard time keeping in touch with each other during the campaign, much less colluding with anybody in Russia. You're on the fly again, Monique said. Have some time to listen. Great to see you. Also, who cares about the intern said, I'm certain he was prepared. Yeah, Monique, I think it was intentional myself. Well, and everybody in the White House now, all the staff is under General Kelly. That includes Kushner and that includes Ivanka Trump, according to what Sarah Huckabee Sanders said yesterday. I am so sick of the Russia story, Marianne. It's so ridiculous. But let me, as we add to that, welcome the Altruist 3. Everybody welcome the Altruist 3. Are the Dems going down for all their corruption? We hope so, Nana. We'll see. It should be pretty soon if everything goes well. And speaking of that, we did ask, the Republicans asked for special counsel to be appointed to look into the Clinton emails and to Lynch and Comey. And my question is, where is that special appointment? Haven't heard a peep. We seem to have gotten Mueller up there very quickly. How about that special counsel? And speaking of Mueller, here's something that came out yesterday as well. A representative, the uranium for, how about Hillary and the uranium for Russia? Yeah. Yeah, money-saving issues, ban on trannies. That's right. That's right, Mike. I mean, we can't afford to pay for all of the operations for sex changes. I mean, my gosh. Representative Trent Franks, a Republican in the House Judiciary Committee, he calls on Mueller and okay, bye. He calls on Mueller to resign for a conflict of interest because of his relationship with Comey. And he said that that basically that whole thing with Comey, that Mueller should never have taken on the position as special counsel, that there's a federal code violation, and Mueller should resign immediately. Who's going to pay for your tummy tuck? I know, Marianne. Seriously. Trump for 2020. Kind of hard to fight a battle in heels, Robin said. Yes. That was the whole point about Trump's trans message. Government should not and will not pay for their sex changes. I don't think you should kick them out, but he's got to write up a new EO that'll ban paying them. Hope Mueller resigns. He is so upstanding, he will. Yeah, exactly. He's supposed to be. I know. Would everybody pay for everybody's nip and tucks and anything else that they want? I don't see anybody volunteering for that, and the taxpayers wanting to pay for that. So anyway, let's hope that Mueller listens to that. Don't hold your breath. I don't think he will. But, I mean, what he said was absolutely true. Mueller's just another globalist. GOP needs to get off the pot and get to work. They disappoint us. Yeah, well, the Congress does, the GOP Congress, as far as Trump is concerned. He's doing an amazing job. Yeah, hey, to heck with Russia. It's all Ukraine, according to unnamed sources. Yeah, blocks from the White House. We know who that is. Oh, my gosh. So in other news, you'll love this. Hey, Debbie, good to see you. The South will rise again. The South never fell. Hey, Mrs. Second Amendment, good morning. How are you? Didn't see you come in there. The IRS. Now, this is lovely. You know, the IRS has had some trouble. They recently rehired 200 employees who were fired in 2015 to 2016, according to auditors, right? Okay, these people were fired allegedly for falsifying documents, unauthorized access to sensitive IRS information, taxpayer information, and falsifying that they didn't have any convictions when they did. Coke Cali 2, welcome to Periscope. Everybody, welcome to Coke Cali 2. So the IRS, according to the audit, went ahead and rehired these people. Hey, Amy, good to see you. It sounds exactly like what the VA does. The VA is doing the same thing. They fire people and they hire them back. At least they did under McDonald. So, hey, Nina. So, I mean, don't you think that's interesting with the IRS and all the problems they had? And so then you find out, according to the auditor, that these people were fired for doing wrongdoing and they're brought right back. So now they're looking at, if they're still there, they're looking at your information, my information, all over again. The VA is still a mess. Yes, Frankie. I had a guest on yesterday. If you didn't hear my show last night, go to SusanKnowles.com and just look down for Ben Krause. Excellent show about the VA that we talked all about them. He is a Sup My Dudes is on Periscope for the first time. Everybody, welcome. What's up? He is an advocate and also a disabled veteran himself. He's an attorney and advocates for veterans. He has a lot to say about the VA, and that program got a lot of hits last night. Okay, Kim, good to see you. Take care. Hey, Ellen, good to see you. Yes, Frankie, I think it's actually on just audio. We just did an audio. So if you go to my SusanKnowles.com, you'll see it and you'll get the audio. Got any breaking news? Yes, we've already talked about it, Nana. It was about the Seth Rich was the breaking news, among other things, about the Dow. J.K. Rowling, actually, if you want to call it, she apologized for what she said about Donald Trump not shaking the hand of the child in the wheelchair. She got it wrong, but then after she apologized, she went right back to putting Donald Trump down. So I guess you can call that an apology. So if you want to, be my guest. Oh, wow. I don't know, Sean. I don't know what that's all about. Yeah, Robert, she's not really cool. Took her long enough. I know. Yep. Morning Glory. Hello from Virginia, Lori. How are you? 3 nephews in military. They do not want to deal with trannies, Asher said. Yes. I know, Robert. Well, she's rich. She can say whatever, I guess, right? The mom of the child went after Rowling, too. Yes, she did. She spoke out for Donald Trump and said, that's not true. And if you look at the video, he stayed a long time with that child. And not only did he shake the child's hand, but he kind of bent down to where the child's level is. Hey, how are you? April, good to see you. And so you could tell he spent a lot of time. Of course, she looked at the edited version and wondered why it was edited that way and just assumed. Sharon said the IRS needs to be scaled way down. They have too much power. Yes, they do, Sharon. Wanda, good morning. Okay, have a great day. Very commendable of Mom. Yes, Nana, it was, because a lot of people could have gotten after her for that, people who don't like President Trump. It's so weird. I know. Shauna, how is that doing? Thank you. Great to see you as well. When Russia thing is over about Trump, then what, Steve? It should be over now. There's nothing about Russia. The left is speed fast, despicable. They are absolutely crazy things that are saying. Yes. Yeah, I know there are still too many people from the Obama holdovers. Well, John Kelly has only been in his position for 1 day. He's already fired Scaramucci. No telling who else might be next. And they need to clean house. And I think with Scaramucci, people may disagree, but I think John Kelly certainly did not like the language that he saw or that he heard from the interview. I also think that what also got Scaramucci was the fact that he was on the phone with the reporter, telling the reporter about what was going on in the White House. So kind of like, if you want to get the leakers and you're complaining about leakers, you can't become one yourself. Hey, Gary, good to see you. Yeah, somebody was asking me what's up about Pete Rose. Apparently, yeah, he did do it to himself, Marianne. He really did. Clinton has ties with Russian collusion. Yeah, I mean, Clinton, please. Liberals in the salon. Sorry, Wanda. Has CNN or SEC mentioned Awan Debbie? Nope. I haven't heard anything about Debbie Wasserman Schultz. In fact, nobody's really talking about her other than just saying that she's a nervous wreck. Hey, Don, good to see you. Mooch is just a hitman for Trump, served his purpose. And the thing of it is, with Scaramucci, he didn't even get to go to work. I mean, August 15th was his day that he was supposed to start work. Let me see. Pete Rose is accused of having had sex with a 14-year-old. Hey, Kat. I don't think I said hello to you, Kat. Didn't see you. Back in the 1970s in Ohio. Now, what he is saying, this is a lawsuit that he's filed. One of the defendants, who is an attorney on Trump's team, who was also the person who did an investigation, years ago into the gambling and found out that Pete Rose was gambling, and one of those responsible for getting him kicked out, for life. Um, Basically, he filed a lawsuit. Pete Rose did for like defamation against this guy, and this guy is coming back and saying, no, you had sex with a 14-year-old according to this person's testimony. This woman, of course, is not 14 now, but she's saying it was 14, and Pete Rose is saying, no, it is, I was 16. She was 16, and age of consent in Ohio is 16. And it's what happened was that the attorney for President Trump, it just happens to be on President Trump's legal team, basically defamed Pete Rose, he's claiming, when he says he raped teenagers. Big Ralph, they're not trying. This is a defamation suit, and what he's doing is defending the defamation suit. They're not going after him for having raped somebody. That's not what this is about. They're going, raping a minor, something like that. That's not what this is about. It's just saying they're calling it. Pete Rose is calling it defamation. So the defense against defamation is truth. So if you can prove, no, he actually had sex with a 14-year-old, then there's no defamation. You see what I'm saying? It's not they're going to charge him with anything. Montera, is that your name? I love that. Mississippi loves Trump. Yes, America loves Trump for the most part. Pete Rose never denied having sex with a girl. Yeah, it's, is it true or not? Jerry, we don't know. He's saying he had sex with her when she was 16. So, and in Ohio, 16 is the age of consent. So I have no idea if she was really 14 at the time. I mean, And again, she's not going to be bringing anything. Pete Rose, wouldn't he need Viagra? No, see, back in the 1970s is when this supposedly happened. So that was, a long time ago, 40 years ago, practically. So they're basically just trying to prove that it's true. He had sex with a minor. That way there's no defamation. He's a pig, and I personally don't care about his defamation lawsuit, Monique said. They should not have banned him for life over gambling. It's no different than alcohol, Asher said. Well, Asher, but it was a different time in the 70s. That's why. You know what I'm saying? If they did that today, it probably wouldn't have happened. But this was a long time ago. Yes, he was 34, married, and had 2 children at the time that he admits to having had sex with this woman but she was 16 at the time in Ohio. So we'll probably never hear about that again. This case, I didn't even know it was filed, so it's not like something we're going to ever hear again. And if you guys would go ahead and just retweet this at this point, we're kind of like at the halfway point, and that'd be great. Everybody on YouTube and on Facebook, if you would share, would so appreciate it. And everybody on Facebook, if you would give me a thumbs up, I would really appreciate it. Pete maybe should have stayed on third instead of taking it all the way home. Hey, Barb, good to see you. Well, and I'm sure Pete Rose was, many athletes are doing that. Not that it's right, but how many are not getting caught, right? So Pete Rose just is like one problem after the other. But Pete Rose understand this. Pete Rose is the one who brought the lawsuit. Opportunity, yeah. He's the one that brought the lawsuit, so that opens him up to having people come in to defend the fact, like, no, sorry, Pete, this is not defamation. You did have sex with a minor. That's the defense on that. Now, I don't know if you read my article this morning at susanknowles.com. I did an article on the Bible studies in the White House. Can I get an amen at this point for the Bible studies in the White House? How good is that? Yes, 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 yes. I was so glad to hear that. It is awesome. With all the rumors of what was going on in the last administration, and things of that nature. There we go, Frankie. Frankie said it for me. It's so nice to hear that there are weekly Bible studies. Thanks, Gary. Thanks, Robin. And there are a lot of people that are attending these Bible studies. Thanks, Asher. Yes. Yeah, I know, Ralph. Calls to prayer from P. Yeah, Bible studies. Hey, William, good to see you. God is in control, Amanda. So glad that the Muslim room is gone, Amy said. Well, Rose is a child predator. Well, Steve, not according to Pete Rose. He is not. Huey, God has Trump's back, Barb said. Amen. Have you seen Kim Clement's prophecy about Trump? I've seen so many, I probably have. Definitely becoming more spiritual. I do too. They were saying that this man Drollinger is his name. Robert, I think it's Robert Drollinger. He's from Capital Ministries. He's the president and founder. He gives these weekly prayer meetings, and he was saying that Trump has been invited. I don't know. He did not say whether or not he attended, but he also each week gets the transcript from the teaching, so he gets to read that. VP Pence has basically said that he has been invited. He will attend as he is permitted to do. He's also one of the mentors there. Jeff Sessions has been attending, and he had just glowing things to say about Jeff Sessions and how when Jeff Sessions goes outside of the Bible studies, he practices what he preaches, right? So he takes that information and goes out there and yes, Bible study in the White House. I know, William. Goes out there and practices it. So I'm wondering, my question is, and see what you guys think about it. I think that Sessions, because right now he's in God's favor, I think that, and he may have been for a very long time, but I think that may be why he's still in his job. And I think God knows, and a lot of people believe that Sessions is a very good and ethical man, and that's why he's still in that position. That just an opinion of mine, so you might have a different opinion of that. I'm so happy they are doing Bible studies. I know, Nana, it's refreshing. Let's see. Here's who attends that he named anyway. Tom Price, Rick Perry, Betsy DeVos, Sonny Perdue, and Mike Pompeo are all the ones that go to the Bible studies. I know. Can it get any better? I know, LJ. Really? It's like, can it get any better? One of the things that it makes it so different, President Bush had Bible studies at the White House, but he never attended. Jimmy Carter had them at the White House, had Bible studies, but they were not at the White House. I know, Marianne. You're welcome, Nana. I would love to be able to go into Bible studies there. It would be so great. Such an honor to go there. So, all good news, all good news. Share that story if you will, because if you don't share that story, it's not going to get heard. That is not something that mainstream media is going to talk about. So the only way for you to allow the public to know that that's going on is, please share my story, and maybe somebody will pick it up and read the fact that he is actually. Oh, did you see that? Shauna said Awan was partying with Seth Rich the night of his murder. Shauna, can you give us a source on that one? Oh, Roger Stone. Okay. Yeah, a lot of this with Seth Rich, I don't repeat until I have a number of sources because sometimes people just say things. Yeah. Not saying Roger Stone's wrong, but he could be. Love to see other sources. It was on Twitter. Oh, picture of them together. And do we know it was exactly, that night for sure? They're going to get out the truth. I'm happy they're pushing this, keeping it going. I am too. This information will be coming out. I mean, there's a lot that has come out now. Asher, I think I don't know if you're talking about Pete Rose lawsuit. He has a defamation lawsuit against the attorney who found him, who basically found that he was gambling, and that's what put him out of the Hall of Fame and everything else before. All right, so the Texas police. Oh, others say the picture was at a different time. Yeah, see, that's why I don't like to say one way or the other. Do you think Trump will remove Mueller? No, Nana, because I don't think he can. I don't think he has the authority to remove Mueller. Basically, the person who can remove Mueller is Rosenstein, and if you get rid of him, then the next person in line can. But it's the law says, and the law that I've read says the person who appointed him is the one who can remove him. Asher, that lawsuit is a lawsuit that Pete Rose has, a defamation lawsuit against the attorney who was the one responsible for finding that he was gambling a long time ago, because that attorney was working with, I think, on the team that Pete Rose was on years ago. So in other news also, Texas police agencies are getting basically the authority of ICE. That has been signed, that has been put in place where they can go in, they can stop and question somebody about their immigration status, and they can detain them. Barbara, that's what we talked about a while ago. Representative Trent Franks is asking Mueller to step down because of the fact that he has a conflict in regards to his relationship with Comey. Years of being in a relationship with him as a friend, working together, and all that other stuff, and said that that Mueller is actually violating a federal code by staying in that position. Yes, Monique, I just repeated that, and we talked about that first thing, so you may want to go back and watch from the beginning. Now, North Korea is back in the news. People are saying that it's possible about North Korea that that their missiles can reach the East Coast, because that's what they're now saying that they can do. Some are saying that even if they did, there would be no damage. Others are saying there's a possibility that there would be. So again, it's coming to the point where we're going to have to do something, because we don't know what the capabilities are. And I think it's just getting more and more. This discussion is kind of building up. Need to take out their yes, absolutely. Well, Kat, I don't know what they're going to do about North Korea. I don't know if they're going to go in there, take out the leader, if they're going to just continue to try sanctions. President Trump is going to sign the sanctions against Russia, North Korea, and Iran. He said that it should be sometime this week that he does that. So I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if we're going to go to war with them or what. I'd rather another country handle it. Why do we always have to? Lori, I guess right now, because he is claiming that he can hit the United States, and that's something he's going to do. So he is directly calling us out. It's not another country. I just got an alert that a former White House chief was found dead with a note in his pocket that said, "Get a hold of Larry Nichols." No, I haven't heard anything about that. And I don't, again, I have no idea unless you have a source, Asher. Sometimes those things are outlandish. So at an IT party, Shauna said, yeah. I'm not surprised that they would know each other because Seth Rich was with the DNC and so was this guy. So it would not be unusual that they know each other. General Kelly threatened resignation if Comey was fired. Huh. You mean Mueller was fired? Or oh, you mean before when? Okay, like if Comey were fired, he was going to quit. Yeah, but he didn't. Obviously, that was a chef guy you saw. Oh, yeah. See some of these websites. I mean, they what they do is they take a partial truth and then they turn it into something that isn't true, and that's why sometimes if I don't retweet things that from a website that I don't know, because of the fact that they do that. You have to be very careful. I've read some things where you get there and the headline looks like it's something that could be accurate, and then you get in there and you find out it's either not that story at all, or that they've taken parts of it and made it into something else. I've found that too many times. Yeah, and Roger Stone, again, Roger Stone knows a lot, but I want to see Roger Stone's sources. And he probably won't give them to you. So I just think it's good for us to kind of like don't jump on those things, kind of do a wait and see. Yeah, and again, the scoper that's doing it, what are his sources? I mean, if he's got some good sources, let's see. I know some of those sites make National Enquirer look good, Lori said. Yeah, sometimes Roger does know a lot of the dirt. I don't think he knows everything, but he does know a lot. I hope they get rid of all the leakers too. I think that Kelly ought to go in there and just start cleaning house today. They are like the old True Story magazine. Is that where none of the stories were true in the True Story magazine? I know you have to be kind of cautious. Even with the things with the Clinton stuff, you have to kind of be cautious with that. Does make some sense. Makes sense. Kind of connects the dots. President has his hands full. Yeah, he does. He really does. And he doesn't have a lot of people backing him up all the time, which he needs to have them backing him up. I don't know if you guys too saw the other day. This came out very quietly. Nobody mentioned it. Why can't they take lie detectors in the White House? That you can't make somebody submit to a lie detector. Everyone says they have sources who is leaking. I know, Amy. Seth with picture Awan is the same night as the death. Somebody's saying, "Thank you, Robert. Thank you for the super hearts. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and thanks everybody for all the hearts that you're giving me today. Very nice of you. Love it. Love to see the little hearts going. Makes my day." The voting machines. They had a convention, DEF CON, in Las Vegas, Nevada. Marianne, maybe you went to this. At the annual conference, hackers were asked to try to break into and hack the machines at the voting machines in Las Vegas. It took them 90 minutes to hack the machines. Yes. So 90 minutes they were in, hacked the voting machines, but we don't have voter fraud. Don't worry about it. It could never happen, right? 90 minutes, not a lot of time. So, and these machines were supposed to be, oh, you can't get into these. Have you ever looked at? No, I haven't. What about the couple that? Yeah, Don, it wasn't Obamacare. It's not That's not why the people jumped. Had financial difficulties. Don is asking about the people that everybody thinks they jumped because of Obamacare. That was what was first said, but basically what they're saying in part of the suicide notes, they had a horrible financial situation. He was a chiropractor. People who know them said that he was a miracle worker, basically a great man. So was his wife. They did a lot of volunteering. They were great people. Hey, James. Yeah, it's not who votes, it's who count the votes. And the hanging chads there, James. Yeah. So, again, why didn't we have to go back to the punch cards? But Cully, then we'll have the hanging chads. We can never win. It's always something. But nothing was said about the voting machines in Las Vegas and the way they were hacked. Hey, Linda, good to see you. Um, let's see. Okay, you'll love this story. There's a professor who's at the Montclair State University in New Jersey. Now, listen to this course because I'm sure you would want your kids and pay your hard-earned money for your kids to attend this course. Uh, this professor teaches classes on Beyonce and was once ordered to undergo a psychiatric evaluation for his political rhetoric, saying he wished that somebody would shoot President Trump. He the other day said Trump is an effing joke. This is all a sham. Women's study. Now he's in women's study. His name is Kevin Allred. He tweeted that according to the Washington Times. He also supposedly said, I wish someone would just shoot him outright. He wrote that and then he deleted the tweet. And he says that wishing he was dead is different than a death threat. So I have a feeling that Mr. Allred may be having a visit from the FBI. New Jersey's out of control, thanks to Chris Christie, probably a lot of it. Uh, it'll be amazing to see if he's visited by the Secret Service, as was Kathy Griffin. Kathy Griffin basically says the investigation now on her is over and everything is okay. I'm hoping that Kathy Griffin learned something, but immediately she came right out and said, Donald Trump broke me. I'll never work again. Well, I hate to tell you, Kathy, but you did that to yourself. President Trump didn't do that to you. You did it to yourself. So if you lost your career, you can blame yourself for doing something so ridiculous like that. Okay, Nana, thank you for coming in. God bless Texas, and we'll see you again next time. Yeah, Mike, she's out of her mind, I guess. Sanctuary cities. Oh, William, here's what I love about this. Sanctuary cities in California, I love the fact that ICE, Homeland Security, they're saying that they are going to crack down on that in sanctuary cities, and they're saying that they may potentially arrest the leaders of those sanctuary cities for violating federal law. Invite Kathy to the White House Bible study. Good idea, Jerry. ICE, ICE, baby. I would love to see people in San Francisco coming out with handcuffs on. Go get, win. Hopefully, supposedly right now, but they're giving them a chance first because what do they want to do? They want to go in and get MS-13. They are starting to go in and get MS-13 because that's where they hide. They know they have a sanctuary there. UN tanks came in under Obama. Ugh. Don't remind me of those horrible days. Lock them up, Cully. Absolutely. I'd love to see them going in and handcuffing Jerry Brown. Oh, my gosh. That would just make my day. I would go film that. Bring in the hoses. The loony left can never take responsibility for the things they do wrong, Hughes said. Yeah, they're not going to need hoses. They're just going to need to go in there and lock them up. Yes, they're in Sacramento. That's where Governor Brown is, I know. But I'm sure Governor Brown would frequent San Francisco a number of times. And Newsom. I would love to see Newsom also just go. Because if they're in favor, and I know Newsom pretty much, I believe that he's very in favor of it. And I would also love to see them go in and get Kevin DeLeon, who is the biggest one in support of sanctuary cities. And he's the one that said his relatives came here illegally. He said that on a radio show, and he also said that they had to do things like steal IDs and all that other stuff, Social Security numbers, in order to get an ability to stay here in the United States. He's the one that said it. I didn't, not making it up. So, and he's the one that put Eric Holder's law firm on retainer for $25,000 a month so he could fight things like this in the sanctuary cities. I don't think we're going to see tax reform before the end of the year. I would love to see that, Barbara. I would hope for that. But I think that the Democrats are going to fight that like crazy. Put the politicians in a cell with the illegals. Oh, gosh. Cully, you're making my day here. Kat, what's the question marks? I don't understand what you're asking there. And the thing of it is that President Trump has come out. Remember he came out the other day and said, let's do the simple majority, like 51, get rid of the needing 60, and the Republicans aren't backing him up. Once again, they're not backing him up. They're saying no, we want to do that. You're cursing. We better have it by April 14th. I know, Shauna. I wish they'd have had it this year. It would have been great. It would have been, we remember under Bush, we got a tax cut like right away. We could have gotten a tax cut at least this year. That would have been nice. And that would have been great. If President Trump had come in right away and said, okay, giving everybody a tax cut, blah, 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 that would have been wonderful. Yeah, all these people. I love these people. Yes. No, it was 20 times, Susan. Susan's talking about a case where in Portland, Oregon, I believe it was, an illegal is alleged to have raped a 65-year-old woman. We kind of talked about this yesterday at the very end. He had been, he's a 20-year-old. He was, let's see if that's the same one. I think that was a different one. No, the other one was a Portland, Oregon. He had been deported 20 times. He was accused of raping a 65-year-old woman, and he was caught earlier in the day of attempting a rape on somebody else. And so he had been deported, I thought, 20 times is what I understand. So, yeah, those people should never have been here in the first place. But again, you have people like the mainstream media, instead of saying, let's get these people out of here, they should never have been here in the first place. What do? Oh, but what about those poor illegal immigrants who are there that have had something happen against them and they're afraid to go and say anything because they're afraid that you're going to take them? Hey, you know what? I said this yesterday. I'm sorry for what happened to them, sorry for their pain, but they should never have been here in the first place. And we have to get the MS-13 out. If you live in a border town, like in San Diego, those people spare no prisoners. They go in, they rape, they kill, they behead, whatever. They're horrible. Whoever gave me the Super Hearts, thank you so much. Maybe the rest of the population realized that the Republicans are really just the establishment. James said, "Aw, that's so cute. Asher, the dog's watching with him." Did they release him? No. I think the police did notify ICE in Portland. I don't think they released him. I think, don't they have him now? Or he's still in jail. So they're waiting for him to get out. I tell you, if I were ICE, I would be standing right there at the door. I wouldn't leave. I would just park my car there and wait for the guy to be released. But it's things like that where you can see where Homan, who runs the ICE, would be upset. I mean, and why we should be upset, and we are. This is ridiculous. Yes. I watch Blue Angels at home. I don't go to Seattle. Debbie. Yeah, Seattle is very, very liberal. I don't know if anybody heard the news too, and I don't know what happened, but there was a shootout at a Russian courthouse this morning. Last count, 3 were killed and 2 were wounded. That was outside of Moscow someplace. So I don't know what that was. I don't know if it was just somebody getting upset about something in the courthouse or what. And Breitbart is reporting this. We kind of talked about this the other day. General Counsel James A. Baker is a suspect in leaking classified DOJ information to the media. That's according to Breitbart. So that's some other news that we had. And LA is going to have the Olympics in 2028. I'm sure you probably heard that as well. Venezuela. Oh, I heard Wasserman was linked to some murder, Mike said. Admits illegals and felons slip through. Oh, need to go. Okay. All right. See you soon. Thanks for coming in. Who isn't leaking? That is the question. Hey, Jeremy. Hope everything is going well with you. Get anxiety and panic attacks to me, and Seattle doesn't do well together, Debbie said. LA doesn't turn out like Rio. You know, we had the Olympics in LA, what was it, 1984 or something like that? They were really worried about the attacks, what was going to happen, and it turned out to be just perfectly fine and safe, and everybody had a great time. Kelly will find out, Kat. Kelly is not going to sleep for at least 4 years, hopefully 8. Also, another MS-13 gang member wanted for 2 separate homicides in Texas was captured Saturday in Virginia. Douglas Alexander Herrera Hernandez, a.k.a. Terror, a 20-year-old El Salvadoran national illegally present in the United States, was on the 10 most wanted lists in Texas. He is wanted in connection with 2 murders in Houston. And he's pending extradition in Texas to face criminal charges. Once he goes to Texas, ICE will lodge a subsequent detainer, and ICE will take custody of him once he's been removed and the criminal proceedings, whatever they say should happen. Hey, Jamie, good to see you. So, you know, thank goodness that at least some states are doing what they should. Most MS-13 are from El Salvador. Sorry about that. No problem, Jamie. I know Shauna's is freezing up a lot. Let's see. My gosh, there's just so much. Apparently, and I don't know all the ins and outs of this, but apparently more than 40 House Democrats and Republicans have banded together to unveil a new plan that aims to fix the problems with the Affordable Care Act and prop up troubled insurance markets. Now, to me, you know, this is kind of iffy. Representative Tom Reed, who is a Republican from New York, and Josh Gottheimer, from a Democrat from New Jersey, are spearheading the effort with the Problem Solvers Caucus and other moderate lawmakers from the New Democrat Coalition and the Republican Centrist Tuesday Group. Kind of scary right there, have to say, kind of scary. The plan calls for funding for Obamacare's cost-sharing subsidies and bringing the payments under congressional oversight. Another problem. Again, Obamacare is failing, and what they're trying to do, by the sounds of this, is to pay for the subsidies again. I know, Kat. It's just like, stay out of it. Get out of it. The subsidies, also known as the CSRs, help cover the cost of insurance plans for low-income Americans. So this is the attempt, in my opinion, by the Democrats who are trying to once again prop up Obamacare and keep it going. It's clear that the individual health insurance market is deteriorating, and we must act quickly to stabilize it. See, they're trying to, again, save Obamacare. We all agree that the individual market needs restructuring, and we should swiftly implement changes in time to take effect for insurance plans offered for 2018. Plan also called on Congress to create dedicated stability funds to help states reduce premiums and help insurers make up for losses when providing coverage for people with expensive health care needs. Again, more money, throwing it into a failing Obamacare. How is this any different than what the Democrats wanted to do before? The bipartisan group proposed several changes to Obamacare that have received support on both sides of the aisle, including repealing the medical device tax, changing the employer mandate so that only companies with more than 500 employees will be required to provide insurance for the workers. I just don't like it. I don't like it. I as I said yesterday, what I would really like to see if I had my vote is for President Trump to sit down with some trusted individuals and come up with a plan and present it to Congress. I think we're at that point. We're beyond that point now. The Republicans have moved on in defeat. And, McConnell's saying, oh, we're just going to have to move on to tax reform. No, you need to get your job done. You need to get rid of Obamacare completely and put in something better. And I think at this point that, see you later, Asher, that it's going to take President Trump. I really do. Oh, and by the way, the chief that you're talking about, when somebody said the chief that was found dead, that happened in June 2015. That's, again, why we can't believe things that we're hearing. Put their tails between their legs and ran away. That's right, Marianne. They're good at doing that. They did that for 8 years under Obama. They're expert at it. Anything new on Hillary's daughter? No, William, I haven't heard anything. Just that she's been tweeting a lot about nothing, but he's got to put his foot down. I think so too, Kat. Obamacare isn't old like SS or Medicare, so it should be easy to discard. The reason it isn't easy to discard is because you have Democrats who are trying to hold on to it and just pour more money into it because it works for them. They can keep us on that and then lead us down the path to a single payer system. How many people, one other thing about health, how many people have LED lights in their house? You remember how everybody, and even under Obama, we had to start using LED lights. This is what we wanted to do. You know, the light bulbs of the old days were 25 bucks a piece or whatever. Well, they're doing studies now, and they're showing that the more pronounced flickering in an LED light can cause dizziness and headaches. The bulbs dim by 100% on and off hundreds of times a second, and that is causing problems for people. The old light bulbs dimmed about 35%. So once again, yes, I know, Kat. Once again, we're told you got to have this. This is the best thing for you. Obama, wanted everybody to have that, and look what happened. We have LED lights, but I get severe migraines and see spots. I know Monique said that. I know. They're not good for your eyes, and neither were fluorescents. So anyway, thank you guys for coming in today. The hour flew by. If you would please retweet this, I would really appreciate it. Everybody on Facebook Live, if you could please share this. Get your house back to organic stuff. Yes, Mike, absolutely. The real light bulb will come back, as it should, Robert. Show politicians are not that bright, just like the light bulbs, right, Cully? Thank you, Robert. Have a great day. You stocked up on the incandescent lights years ago. Good. Thank you, Lori. Thank you so much. Thanks, everybody. Thank you for coming in. Thank you, Kat. Love you guys for being here and supporting this program. Thank you for retweeting, inviting everybody. So appreciate it. Everybody on YouTube, as always, thank you. See you guys later. Have a great day. Going to go film now the God's Views on political news. If you want to go to Facebook, you can see it live. If not, I will have it out on my website later today. It's a great show. We're going to be talking about a lot of political issues and God's view on it. So thank you, guys. Take care. God bless you. Thank you, guys, over on YouTube. Please give me a thumbs up if you will, and I will see you again tomorrow. Take care.